Hi, Pete.
How's it going, Erin?
Good. I'm excited to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to hear more about Tailgate Guys.
Yeah, so based on our last conversation, are you feeling confident about Tailgate Guys, or do you still want me to kind of go into what we are offering for your package?
Yeah, so the conversation was a couple weeks ago. If you could kind of just jog my memory and go through your business model real quick, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so looking back at what we discussed, Tailgate Guys is basically a premium tailgate service that we provide for current college games. So looking at your package right now, we're looking to the next year OSU season. So hopefully with you guys, having the bigger clientele base, we would do a premium service. So you arrive to a fully set up tailgate. We give you full food and beverage purchases, and then we clean up everything. We have a full concierge service and bar hops so that if you need that extra assistance, you can have it. And then at the end of the game, you walk in, you watch your Buckeyes, and we clean up, you come back to your car, and you get to leave. How does that sound?
That sounds really cool.
So looking at our current package, we were looking at the full season. So based off that first game, who are you bringing to that first game?
So typically we would probably try to split up the season into half of the season being old business, existing business, and half of it trying to be new client activation. So that's kind of what we're looking at. That's kind of how we split up previous sporting events in the past. We've done one or two tailgates, but normally we have been we've done a lot of crew games, but with them potentially moving out, we kind of want a more stable principle in Ohio State football, which has been, the center of Columbus for years. So that's why we're kind of looking into new business opportunities.
Yeah, perfect. So when you go to these games, who exactly from your company are you bringing?
So usually it's our sales reps that are trying to close new business. Usually I'm in attendance too, meeting people and making sure everything's going well. So that's usually people on our end and then new business.
Perfect. So of those new business clients, are we talking more of the personal banking side from your JP Morgan, or are we talking more of the corporate clients?
Mostly the corporate clients, especially those who have existing partnerships with people in the area. So it makes a lot of sense for them. A lot of the people are actually from the area, so that they're more inclined to want to go to Ohio State games. A lot of OSU alum like to attend too.
Yeah, of course. Go Buckeyes, am I right?
Absolutely.
So at these games, you are looking to more of your higher clientele. So our services, we can do more of a premium package as we discussed earlier. Of these clients, do you think they'd like a more very upscale, or are you trying to be a more personalized approach?
I would say with new business, more of the VIP, but then if we could do a different package for existing clients, you want kind of more of that homey feel, so kind of more of a traditional tailgate with existing business.
Perfect. So we've seen a lot of success actually in the SEC. So various companies such as Chase down in Alabama, as well as Huntington in Kentucky, we've seen them have a lot of success at events like this. They show up, we have a homier booth, so we do the more SEC style upscale, more of the burgers and the sliders instead of a kind of sit down meal that you do at a restaurant. So when you go out, do you do a more fancy meal with your clients, or do you do more of a bar setting?
So typically with the crew, since they're not really in the downtown area, as you may know, we've done more of the bar restaurant just because there's nothing available. But if we were to do a tailgate, I'd like to be, it to be casual and have a good time.
So how much do you usually spend at these outings before games?
Typically, depending on the size, usually we do about 15 to 20 people, but it varies. Usually about $600 to $700 per game.
Perfect. So as we discussed, it's going to be a little bit more for our Tailgate Guys package. But what have you seen from these dinners? Have you seen anybody close off a dinner, or just the game itself?
The game, like in-suite experiences, have been successful, but usually it's prior to the game. Or if we go to a bar or restaurant after the game, that's been successful. So it varies, but I would say it's typically, it just varies.
So if I could tell you for an increased revenue of $200, we've actually seen an increase in 20% of clients closing during the tailgate. Would you think that's a good number?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we did that, let's say 8 times a year, you're seeing upwards of 40% closing rate. Do you think that sounds okay for the extra revenue?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. So if you're taking these 15 to 20 clients, how many sales reps are you usually bringing with that?
Usually about 5 to 7.
And do you think you could entice your reps to come to more of these games if we had the increased tailgate package?
Yeah, I think so, and I just think the product of Ohio State is a little bit more premium than MLS soccer, so I think from that perspective, it'll be easier to get some of our sales force into the game.
Yeah, actually, I brought some drawn-up sketches of what a potential OSU tailgate could look like, so if you want to look at those. That kind of just shows exactly what we could show you for OSU, and based on our next conversation, we could kind of grow and change that based on your business.
Yeah, so based on this layout, I know OSU has an area near their tunnel where sometimes you can view the players coming out. Would that be available to our clients, and could we specifically be near that area? Because I think that'd be a good activation area for us.
Yeah, actually, we can base your tailgate location exactly where you guys usually park.
Oh, wow.
So after our last conversation, you guys said you usually park near that area. So based on our poll that we have with the university, we could easily get you that access to the players that your clientele would want.
That'd be awesome. That'd be unbelievable.
So if we're looking at this next year package and you've said the revenue looks okay, do you have any concerns left with what I've had to say today?
Not that I can think of. Yeah, I would just love to get started, since you know the crew, after the loss in the playoffs and you don't know what's going to happen with them. I'd love to just get started as soon as possible, and everything seems up to scuff. And you guys have worked with other banks in the past, so that's really reassuring that you've worked with similar clients to us.
Yeah, so if we could, do you know off the top of your head who those 3 clients you will have at that first OSU game will be?
I'm not sure. I mean, we have a list of rotating clients, so it depends if we decide to go new clients or old clients, so it depends.
Yeah, so if you could send me the artwork to those 3 companies, we can actually start getting your tailgate started as soon as today, even though the season doesn't start for another 5 months.
Well, that'd be awesome. I'll definitely touch base with people in the office and get a list of all the different games that we want on a rotational basis, and kind of where the companies are located and what schools are playing, where they're playing against, and that'd be fantastic.
Perfect. So you think it'll be a great partnership if we work together?
Absolutely.
So if you could potentially fill this out in the next couple of minutes, it actually just asks for your credit card number and potentially how many people will be at this first tailgate. We base a lot of our numbers off exactly how many people you are bringing, and as it is 5 months out, does not need to be exact. But my follow-up email to you after we have the credit card information and everything into the system will give you exact pricing and an opt-out clause. So if for any reason you find that this is not up to your standards, we as a brand at Tailgate Guys can change exactly whatever you need and make sure that by game 1 we are perfectly ready to host you and your clients.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Erin, for the information. I'll make sure to get back to you with this contract signed and all those companies that you listed during each game. That would be awesome.
Perfect. I'm so glad we get to work with you. Nice to meet you, Pete.
Thank you.